All right, take 2. We on?
We on now.
Okay.
This is Muggle Curiosity here, reporting for the American Music Channel. We're here today at the University of Michigan to interview Travis Raimondo to learn a little bit about the art of DJing. Would you introduce yourself, Travis, and tell us what it is that you do?
Hi, Mike. My name is Travis, and I used to go by the name DJ Pone because before I got to the University of Michigan, I was a professional DJ. Today, we're going to go over, as you said, the art of DJing. And I'm going to introduce you to the equipment of DJing first, and then take you through the skills of DJing, scratching more specifically, to show you that not only is DJing a musical art, but the turntable here is a musical instrument.
So, Travis, what exactly would you say that a DJ does?
DJ, as I see it, has 2 roles.
Right. So what are those roles?
Well, the first role is essentially that of a customer service representative. Have you ever seen a DJ at a high school dance that you make requests to,
Right.
or the DJ on the radio that plays a song that everyone wants to hear? Essentially, that role of DJing is playing other people's music.
Right, definitely a common role that most people would think of. What would you say your other role is?
Well, there's a DJ role that is more like that of a musician. Some DJs like to call this the role of a turntablist. Essentially, in this role, they play a musical instrument, the turntable as a musical instrument.
Right, I remember you had mentioned that earlier. Would you elaborate on how the turntable is a musical instrument to us?
Sure, but in order to do that, we're going to need to look at a musical instrument.
So, what exactly is a musical instrument?
Well, we have a musical instrument right here that we brought out, this lovely electronic keyboard.
Right.
And at the very least, the minimum definition of a musical instrument is just something used to produce sounds with the intention of making music.
Right. So, what makes something a musical instrument? Like, what are the major components?
Well, one component is the ability to control the duration of a note.
Right.
There are short notes and long notes. On this keyboard here, all you got to do is hold the key.
The key's like on this.
Yeah. And you could control the duration of a note by just, turning the sound off and on by just holding the key
Right.
off and on. A horn player controls note duration by just, blowing or stopping the note by, not continuing to blow.
Exactly. Anything else?
Well, there's also the pitch, which is essentially, how high or how low a note is. For example, here's a low note on the keyboard, and here's a high note on the keyboard. Again, on a keyboard, the way you can control the pitch again is just going to different keys on the keyboard.
Right.
Each one has a different pitch value.
Are there any other components of musical instrument, would you say?
Yeah. And this is something that you don't really have control over with many musical instruments, and that it's timbre.
Right, yeah.
A violin sounds different from a grand piano, sounds different from a horn. Timbre is also called tone color. It's the specific characteristic of a instrument which makes it sound the way it is. It's how you're able to tell instruments apart. On this electronic keyboard, you could change the timbre because there are different tones you could change from.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you go from the piano sound here on this keyboard, and then you could change it to these laughs, or even different drum sounds. Or just, I have no idea what this synthesizer is, but, There are several different tones on this keyboard,
Right.
but each represents a different kind of instrument, so to say.
For us non-DJs out there, this can be a little overwhelming. So if maybe you could explain the major components, like this is the record. That's actually one thing I recognize.
That's right, but you'd be surprised that some people don't recognize it. Music used to be released on records as opposed to CDs or MP3s,
Right.
and it just consists of a plastic disc with grooves etched into it, and the music is contained within the grooves. In order to hear the music, you have to put the record on the turntable, put the needle on the record, and it starts to play.
Right. So what is exactly considered the turntable?
The turntable is, again, this piece of equipment right here. It consists of the platter, which you put the record on, and revolves. And this part is a tone arm, which has a needle on the end, which goes into the groove on the record and plays.
Right. So now what's this fancy looking piece of equipment in the center here?
This is the DJ mixer. And the DJ mixer's role is to combine the sounds of two turntables together. So you hear them together in one mix.
Right.
Let me demonstrate. On one side, on my left here, is one song. On the other side, on the right turntable, it's another song. Now by moving this control called the crossfader in the middle, you hear both songs, but in one big mess. Of course, DJs tend to do it a bit more skillfully, but I'm just demonstrating.